Hey everybody, it's All325. So, time yet again for another series video. As you have all heard, there's been the crisis going on in Syria. Its own government, sickeningly so, used chemical warfare on its own people in the villages and killed over 1,300 people, children included. The pictures on the newspapers are deplorable, nauseating. I can't even look at them. They're that gross. And on account of their actions, the Syrian government's actions, states have been getting in countries, various countries have been getting into debates and arguments about whether or not to join. China and Russia, the two communist nations, flat out refuse to get involved. But the country that is still aiming and debating to get involved is America. I'm an American citizen. What the fuck are you thinking? We cannot afford. We are already trillions in debt from the war on terror that has been lasting for the past decade, that has already made us lose countless men and women who have been fighting for us. I have close family members who fought in Afghanistan. I come from a military family. We don't need more people overseas. One thing people need to understand, and when I went overseas, I got asked so many times, actually particularly by Canadians for some odd reason, even though Canada's like totally awesome, and just making comments about us, just the American nation in general, just sticking their nose into everything. People need to realize we are not the fucking police. We are not the worldwide police. This is the last thing we need to do, is go into another goddamn war, get even worse debt, screw up our economy even more, to the point that I can barely get a job. Ridiculously so. How stupid. Then you deal with having Congress vote on it when the Republicans and Democrats are already getting at each other's throats? Because the Republicans are more gun-ho. I will admit, I voted for Obama. I had my reasons for. All personal reasons. But the fact is that this is getting so goddamn political. People need to use their brains. I've already said this. We cannot afford. There is no reason for us to go into Syria whatsoever. And it should never have even been put on the table that we should go into Syria. We don't have financial means. We don't have the military means. We don't have our allies willingly going in with us. They've already told us flat out, we're not touching it. We can't be the only country going in. We can't go in and continuously try to westernize the Middle East. It's not going to happen. We can't force westernization on countries. What the Syrian government did is absolutely disgusting. To its own people. Yes, as warfare has developed over the centuries, we have gotten into chemical warfare. And now they're talking about bombing? Where's the hypocrisy in that? We're not doing another Hiroshima. We can't deal with this shit anymore. I just slammed my computer because I am poor and cannot afford a video camera. It is utterly pointless. In addition, okay, I was part of Amnesty International at one point. Organizations like that should be working with There's so many words going through my head that I want to say right now of what happened in Syria. This is ridiculous and this needs to stop. America, stop. The United Nations was created in order to stop conflicts between countries. My own personal opinion is that the United Nations should be the one that should be dealing with it. Yes, it would mean involving various countries. But then again, at the same fucking time, sometimes we need countries to solve their own goddamn problems. That's it. It kills me seeing this stuff on the news. Hearing people be saying that we hope Americans come and help us. I sound like an apathetic bitch. But we can't help everybody. We can't. We can't. And they're saying no boots on the ground. Follow that, please. Just like I'm getting so worked up because I just think this is so pointless, and then we're arguing about it. And then I'm seeing people doing rants and vloggers, Americans, and people from like I don't know, Australia, Britain, like saying, "No, what are you doing?" I'm talking in a fucking circle at this point. That's what I'm doing. I'm talking in a goddamn fucking circle. Common sense is dead. Common sense is dead. War does not solve every single problem. Just. Yes, I happen to be a pacifist. I happen to be against war. I have been my entire life. But simply put, America, we are not the world police. We are mocked on account of it, and it is pointless, and we can't solve everybody's problems. You do not force your beliefs, such as westernizing the Middle East, when they do not want to be westernized. They have their Eastern cultures, they have their beliefs. Some, from a Westerner's perspective, you may not agree with. I'm guilty of that. Third, the United Nations was created on purpose to help did I just say save? To help other countries. We have Amnesty International. What the Syrian government did was crimes against humanity. Between the United Nations and organizations, particularly Amnesty International, things should be done and solved that way. If not, should let the country solve it themselves. Like what we are doing with Egypt right now. We briefly discussed going in, and then it said, no, we're not going into Egypt. We need to do the same thing with Syria. My heart truly goes out to those people. Just the whole entire concept of committing such a crime, using chemical warfare in your own people is just my mind is just blown. I can't sit through the news anymore. I can't open and read the daily news like I used to anymore. I just can't. These are my views, so America, make the right decision. Do not. Do not put any boots on the ground. It's the last thing we need. I don't need to hear that in a couple of years, I'm going to have family members shipped out again for another pointless war and have us worrying about them and whether or not they are coming back. I love my country. I am proud of it. But this behavior has got to stop. Syria, please. You can help yourselves. You honestly can. Okay, I can have people that are disagreeing with me right now, and it's completely understandable. Just try to look at the facts. Okay? And as I always say, and at this point, it is what we need in the world, but lots of love, guys. From me to you. So, I'll freak 25 out. Bye, guys.